He's got it on the tee. He kicks it off, and here we go from Levi's Stadium. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'5 quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
He didn't have as many throws or plays in college as many of the quarterbacks that were coming out in the draft, but he maximized what he had. Ended up winning 2 national championships as a starting quarterback at North Dakota State.
Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. And here are the starters for Philadelphia.
Obviously a tough test for this offense right out of the gate. Road game in game 1 of the new year. Conventional wisdom says, go slow, take care of the football. I think in this case, attack early and get the home team back on their heels.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
On first down, they run with Howard. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. On second down now, it's Howard. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Throwing on first is Wentz. And Sanders has got it complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 12 yards is the pickup, good for an Eagle first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And the 49ers on the defensive side of the football.
Jaworski Tartt came out of Samford University in Alabama. And he is a guy who is an absolute flash at the safety position.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Running from the gun with Howard. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. And this is caught by Jackson. And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that have to be pinpoint here.
As I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Throwing is Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now on 4th down, Doug Peterson turns it over to the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And this one is right through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of Week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say a great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
H.E. Gator. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. You got deep grip. Deep grip.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon.
You got that. You got that.
Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
Go. 50. Last stop.
Here's 2nd and 8. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep, a former Golden Bear from nearby Cal, Deshaun Jackson.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Howard. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, this is Howard. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
56 to Mike. 56. Check 56.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
It's just me and you.
It's a jet sweep as they get this to Jackson, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
He's checking.
Running with Howard. The tackle by Eric Armstead. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. This is Jackson on the quick throw from Wentz. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The Eagles send out their punter now. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with some...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis. 3rd down here. 7 consonants, 1 vowel. Here's Juszczyk, and he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here's Jackson. That one in the books as a 64-yard punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
56.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. That's caught by Jackson. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Watch twist.
On second down, it's Howard. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Here's the 2nd and 7. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now McKinnon. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. Here again is McKinnon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Wilson with a first down carry. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run again with Wilson. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. He'll drop to throw. Completes it to Samuel. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 26. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Come on, set, and two-star. Check 53, Mike. Watch the run.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds McKinnon, complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. Oh, it's out. McKinnon fumbled it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This one from 35 yards away. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go, and that will tie us at 3-3. So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. They go with Howard again. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Agholor. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle 1st down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. The throw by Wentz, caught by Jackson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia. Wentz now on 1st down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. This is Howard on 2nd down. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Well, we still wait on the first touchdown of the game, but a second field goal now makes it a 6-3 score.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would call this the definition of winning ugly. To me, this is gorgeous. I'm a defender, right? I love these kind of games. The tension is high. Who's going to make the play to win it? And right now, that field goal may be the advantage they need.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise, this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It'll go as a 1st down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Go now.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. They'll break the huddle, send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2nd and 14. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down, but they are in field goal range already. A dump down to McKinnon. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
So a big kick coming for Robbie Gould.
A 31-yard attempt.
And Gould is able to put it through. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. Now, we knew this had the potential to be a tight game, but with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're all tied.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got the 2-minute warning to come up? Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Wentz now 12 of 15 throwing the ball. 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Wentz to throw. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Now Wentz signaling frantically, let's get to the line. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz, Ertz over the middle. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Howard. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Howard. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. On 3rd down, this is Howard. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words: make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And his kick is indeed good. And they take the lead here as it's now 9-6. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Philadelphia, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.